What anchors a human being when life begins to shake? What keeps a person upright when the world around them collapses into noise? And where does true courage come from? The kind that does not shout, does not boast, but simply endures, simply chooses the next right step. These are not questions for philosophers sitting safely in their chambers. These are questions for a man standing in the middle of a burning empire, carrying responsibilities that could crush an ordinary soul. A man like Marcus Aurelius, who learned that the Stoic heart is not born from comfort but carved from chaos. And so he began to understand that the world would never calm itself to accommodate him. He would have to become the calm within it. The Stoic heart, Marcus Aurelius once discovered, is not forged in monasteries or mountain caves, but in the clamor of a world that refuses to pause for your peace. Imagine him not as the distant bronze statue we see today, not as the serenely seated emperor, but as a man standing inside a storm. To his left, generals demanding decisions. To his right, senators whispering suspicions. Beyond them, armies rising against Rome, plagues spreading through the streets, and a restless empire always needing more from him. And in the middle of all this, a single man asking himself the simplest question: what is the right thing to do right now? That question became the quiet fire of his courage. Marcus Aurelius did not write meditations to impress the world. He wrote it to survive it. Think of him in the freezing nights on the Danube frontier, wrapped in a worn military cloak, hearing the wind rage across the plains. The world outside was chaos, tribes preparing for war, soldiers murmuring about hardship, sickness running through the camps. But inside his tent, he opened his small, battered journal and folded his mind inward, and there, by lamplight, he practiced the art of becoming unshakable. He reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." These were not lines meant for comfort. They were discipline. They were armor. They were the way he held himself steady so that an empire could lean on him. The Stoic heart is not made by eliminating difficulty. It is made by walking into difficulty without letting it define you. Marcus faced betrayal, people who bowed to him in the morning and plotted against him by night. He faced grief, burying 8 children, each loss carving a silent hollow inside him. He faced fear, knowing that the empire could collapse at any moment, knowing that every decision he made carried the weight of millions of lives. But whenever life struck him at his most vulnerable, he repeated the Stoic promise: if it is endurable, endure it. If it is not, stop complaining. Your end will come soon enough. That is not coldness. That is clarity. He understood that suffering was not a personal attack from the cosmos. It was simply part of the human contract. Most people imagine courage as a loud, dramatic force, but Marcus showed that real courage is quiet. It is found in the way you rise from your bed when the world feels heavy. It is in the way you speak kindly when anger would be easier. It is in the way you hold your principles even when no one is watching. Picture him waking before dawn, exhausted from the weight of governing, yet forcing himself to sit and breathe, reminding himself that he was born for service, not comfort. He understood that every day would bring insults, frustrations, disappointments, but he also knew that every day would give him the chance to answer them with virtue. And so he acted, not perfectly, not always with ease, but always with intention. When storms shook Rome, people looked to him not because he promised miracles, but because he remained grounded when others lost themselves. The Stoic heart does not silence emotion, it steadies emotion. Marcus felt loss, felt sorrow, felt fear, but he never let them command him. He allowed them to pass through him like clouds through a wide sky. The sky never clings to a storm, it simply lets it come and lets it go. In the same way, he practiced a spaciousness inside himself, a widening of awareness that allowed life to be messy without letting his mind become messy in response. His real power was not the throne, but the throne he built within himself. The ability to pause before reacting, to examine his judgments, to ask whether the disturbance came from the world or from the story he was telling himself about the world. Again and again he discovered that the external event was rarely the problem. The chaos in his mind was. And so he trained that mind like a warrior trains the body. Each thought sharpened, each perception refined. The impediment to action becomes the action. He wrote, meaning that the obstacle becomes the path. He did not wish for fewer challenges. He wished to rise through them. And in this way he lived, quietly anchoring an empire. His soldiers followed him not because he was an emperor, but because he shared their hardship. He slept in the same tents, walked the same muddy roads, endured the same rain that lashed their faces. He never used philosophy as an escape from reality. He used it as a method to meet reality with strength and dignity. In doing so, he revealed the true essence of Stoicism, not detachment, but engagement without entanglement, not emotionlessness, but emotional discipline, not withdrawal from the world, but participation without losing oneself within it. The Stoic heart, then, is not some lofty ideal reserved for giants of history. It is something Marcus practiced moment by moment, breath by breath, choice by choice. And it is something every one of us can practice today in a far smaller but equally chaotic world. When your plans fall apart, when people disappoint you, when circumstances become harsh or uncertain, the question returns, what is the right thing to do right now? And if you answer it with honesty and steadiness, you imitate the quiet courage of Marcus Aurelius. Because in the end, that is what the Stoic heart teaches us. The world may be chaotic, but your response to it need not be. Noise may surround you, but silence can live within you. Life may shake you, but you can still stand rooted. Marcus showed that the most powerful person in any world, ancient or modern, is the one who has mastered themselves. And perhaps the ultimate gift of his life is this simple truth. The world will not always be calm, but you can be. And from that calmness, you can act. From that steadiness, you can serve. From that quiet courage, you can shape a life that no storm can break.
Welcome to Mystic Mind Psychology. If you found this insightful, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.